Constable Hui. Hi, what are you doing here? The constable's attention is locked onto his PDA's display. He inhales through his nose, then speaks. Just because I'm standing here doesn't mean I'm not busy. He shrugs, his tattoos moving with the rise and fall of his shoulders. State your business. We can't ask him how he ended on the ship. Because he was at the impound yard, and now he's here. And the game doesn't let us ask him, hey, how did you get over here? What do you do when you're not being a cop? What do I do? You mean like my hobbies? That's kind of a strange thing to ask. Just humor me, I'm curious. He shrugs. Sure, okay, I paint. Oils, mostly landscapes. I've had a few showings in Victoria Harbour coffee shops. Can we change the subjects maybe? This is getting a little too personal for my taste. Can I see your paintings? I mean, I'm into it. Nice neck tattoo. Were you a ganger before you became a cop? Yeah, I got jumped in when I was a kid. In my old neighborhood, it was impossible not to be. I got out when I was a teenager, turned my life around. When I landed in the Hong Kong police force, they put my background to good use by sending me undercover. You were a narc? Yep, I worked undercover for a couple of Kowloon City's nastiest street gangs. The Black Butchers and the 444s. I helped to bring them down from the inside. Glad to be off of that detail. I was good at it, but doing that sort of work takes a toll. So how'd you end up on this task force? My cover got blown, barely made it out of 444 territory alive. I couldn't stay undercover any longer, so they had to find another use for me. When Lam told me about the task force, I volunteered. Alright. So the cops just got transplanted onto the pirate ship, and they don't even want to talk about it. The big text is Sergeant Leung. She's just still standing there smoking. The sergeant takes a long drag on a cigarette before meeting your gaze. She looks preoccupied with something. So, here you are. She closes her eyes and allows the smoke to spill from her lips. When she opens them again, they're on you. What brings you to my corner of the yard, runner? You're not in the yard. You're on a pirate ship. If you have time, I'm full of questions. Yeah, I imagine that you are. She taps her cigarette, spilling ash to the ground. Go ahead, then ask away. How'd you wind up with this gig? Things were getting stale back in the office. She grabs her nose and gives it a short rub, sniffs. Actually, they've been stale for a few years. I needed out of that lifeless recycled air, the constant sound of typing fingers and the suffocating stench of cologne. She looks like she might gag. I could smell my old boss coming from down the hall. Ew, can't blame you then. It's been a real relief to get away from that. Being stationed by the docks has had its drawbacks too, but I still call it worlds better than the alternative. So they haven't updated the dialogue. The cops still think they're on the docks. What do you do when you're not being a cop? It's hard to clock out once you've gotten your badge. A lot of rookies don't realize that it's a 24/7 lifestyle, and the better you get, the more it engulfs you. Leung taps his cigarette, a small clump of glowing ash hits the ground. It's like a radar that won't turn off, or a sixth sense, or whatever. She rolls the small stick between her fingers. The point is, I don't get any free time. Alright. Then what would you do if you did have free time? The sergeant lets out a single short laugh, but looks unamused. She raises her hands in a shrug. I'm doing what I want to be doing. Don't misunderstand that. But if my schedule allows me a moment or two to myself, I do what I'd assume is the usual. Binge watch some Sims, go out to eat. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'd have a dog or a cat. Yeah, a cat. No, a gerbil. Easier. Maybe literal rats. Have you met Gobbet? You don't strike me as a rotopoodle. Not in general, their tails disgust me, but gerbils, their tails have hair, and that changes everything. Okay. She shrugs again, you asked. I mean, I'm glad they kept the dialogue, but clearly they didn't plan. Like, when they wrote the dialogue, they didn't plan to have these cops on a pirate ship. How big is this? Oh my god, how big is this ship? Why are there so many dudes here? Alright, 2. A bored-looking pirate stands amidst a collection of sea mines, a spiral-bound and laminated manual in one hand. The cover reads Ares Mark 62 Naval Mine. He's busily thumbing through it, a sour expression on his face. Hey, you need something? The pirate tosses the manual onto the ground near him. What are you working on? Attaching detonators to these mines. The primary charges are already installed, but nothing's hooked up to the magnetometers. Wouldn't do much good in the water if they didn't explode, you know. The pirate jerks a thumb towards the mines. The only reason that the Benteng and our other ships are safe is that we've got enough explosives to level a small island. Without them, we'd be fighting off other pirates left and right. Mines are the pirate code for don't even think about it. Why are you on mine prep duty? Simple. I spent 12 years with the British Royal Navy as an explosive ordnance disposal technician. If it explodes, I know how to set it up or get rid of it. I wouldn't trust anyone else out here to handle them, that's for damn sure. Nobody else is trained. How'd you end up being a pirate? Happenstance, mostly. You know what being an EOD tech teaches you to do in the real world? Absolutely nothing. There's not a lot of call for bomb disposal outside of the police, and after my tour of duty was up in the Navy, I had enough of following orders. After 12 years with Her Majesty's Salty Service, my main aim was to get drunk and forget all about it. Forget all about being a sailor. I packed my kit and went out around the world. Ended up in Manila, half dead of alcoholism, and met a local girl named Christina. Wait a minute. The Royal Navy still the Queen still or the King still Her Majesty. The Queen still exists? Right, like the United States has collapsed. China has collapsed. But the UK still has a queen. Interesting. The sixth word is interesting. It got serious. She introduced me to her family and it turned out they were pirates. After we got married, I figured I might as well make myself useful, so here we are, priming mines. The more things change, the more they stay the same, right? Well... You like it here? Like has nothing to do with it. These pirates are my family, so I gotta stick by them. But yeah, I guess I do. I'd rather be on a beach with a bottle of whiskey, but I can sail to a beach and we've got whiskey in the hold. Nobody's asking me to get shot at, and we're prosperous enough to feed ourselves. It's not a bad life, all things considered. Besides, I don't know how to do anything else aside from set up and disarm explosives. Not exactly a normal job. Maybe you should train into a normal job. I mean, if you have the time. Would you give it up if you could have a normal life? I don't know, maybe? Hard to say. It's like this. I've spent so long as a sailor that I don't know what I'd do if I wasn't on a boat, surrounded by bombs. Kinda messed up when I say it out loud, but that's the truth of it. Alright, bro. You continue your bomb work. You're right. It is messed up. Hey, nice guns. A powerfully built woman stands by one of the huge guns, smoking a cigarette. She's carrying a cyber deck, and an assault rifle is slung alongside it. She has the wide-eyed alertness of someone who's either supernaturally hyper-aware or has a lot of headwear. Her stance is easy and relaxed. It's the posture of someone who's ready for a fight or flee at a moment's notice, but doesn't expect that she'll have to. It's a strange description. The woman nods her head at you, taking a drag on a cigarette. You must be SCKC. Heard about that dust-up at the Tiger's Den. Glad to see that you got out alive. Have we... Yeah, me too. You work with Utama and the crew? Nah, first time here. I'm just waiting for the rest of my crew to show up. What? The woman looks you up and down. You look exactly like I thought you would. Heard some stories about that business with Josephine Sang. You can call me Triple Alpha, by the way. Who the hell are you? Us old runners, we gotta stick together, you know? You stand by your crew, they stand by you. And you can't count on anyone else. She purses her lips, looking around with an annoyed expression. If my crew would ever freaking get here, why am I always the first one on the scene anyway? I want to get out of the shadows and onto a beach. You look like you've seen a lot of action yourself. Alpha lets out a rough cackle. Man, you don't know the half of it. You tally up the runs I've been on, I think I might have seen more stuff than even Fast Jack. I might not be as old as him, but I think that I take jobs a lot more regularly than he does. I've been to Los Angeles and Seattle, Hong Kong and Berlin, and everywhere in between. If it's a weapon, I've fired it. If there's a corporation, I've run both for and against it. The woman gestures languidly with a cigarette as she speaks. It's never dull, I'll tell you that. Yeah? How big of a team do you have? We've got a rigger, a mage, and an adept. I guess there's also a jack of all trades too. She's not really very good at anything, but she's got a lot of heart. Totally unafraid to march alongside us, even if all she can manage to is to plink away with that crappy pistol of hers. And then there's me, you can't guess what I do. Alpha gestures to her the cyber deck and the assault rifle slung across her back. Ah, sounds like a solid crew. Well, they're a good bunch, highly skilled, quiet, and we get along well. You can't ask for more than that. Are you staying out of the shadows for good? Alpha shakes her head and stares off into the distance. Nah, I don't think so. I've been running the shadows for my whole life. It's all I've ever done. I don't know how to do anything else. This is more of a vacation, a break if you will. I figure we take a break, hit some beaches, taking the sights that are off the beaten path, and come back when we're rested. You keep doing the same thing forever, you're bound to burn out. Alpha glances sidelong at you and gives you a little grin. You must get paid quite a lot to be able to take that much time off. She grins and shrugs sheepishly. I don't want to brag, but I'm kind of rolling in money, yeah. Can you buy me a gun? It's a little bittersweet, I guess. Not sure how long we're gonna be out of the life. It'll be a few years at least. A lot of our gear and cyberware is getting old. And it's harder to keep up with the other runners out there. That kind of upgrade takes time, you know. Not only do you have to track down the new stuff, you have to recuperate it. I know that. Pretty sure we'll be back though, and when we are, she makes a low whistle and grins widely. Better watch out because we'll be top of the line. So what are you doing gonna do once you're out? Aside from hit a nice beach somewhere, I don't know, there's plenty of interesting stuff to see around the world. She takes a drag on a cigarette and ponders the question. I want to see some old ruins, you know, temples, castles, stuff like that. I like history, so I'm always excited when I get to older cities like Rome or Athens. Heck, with as much money as I've got, maybe I'll take a trip into space and play tourist there too. Never been to space before. I'll see you later, Alpha. Hey, you take care of yourself, okay? It's a rough world out there. Nobody's gonna look out for you except your crew and yourself. That's not really true. Like, Kylie Chang looks out for us. Jomo looks out for us. I like your style. I kind of feel we've seen the same kind of runs, so watch your back, okay? She takes a long drag on her cigarette and flicks the butt away before lighting a new one. Those things will kill you, you know. She chuckles. Maybe they will, but scarier things have tried and failed, so I'm feeling pretty okay with my one vice. She touches two fingers to her brow in a wry salute. Good luck. I think we might run into each other again after I've gotten upgraded and taken a bit of a break. Looking forward to it when it happens. Alright, if you say so. Quartermaster? Alright, so he's just still talking about... It's just the same quartermaster as before. They seriously just recycling the corpse onto the pirate ship. Hey, where's my boat? Where's my boat? No, my boat was back here, right? Hey, where's my boat? Here. Oh, hey guys. Well, everything seems to be more or less in one piece. Did you and Chu get anything figured out yet? More to the point, do you know who we're fighting yet? Not yet. She wants me to meet her and go over what we have. Might as well get to it then, because we've got nothing. Oh, and Simon, hurry. These choppy waters are doing a number on my stomach, and I'm fresh out of Dramamine. Alright, so they want me to talk to Chu. So, I got a big gun here, right? What is this? What's this? So this is 20? AoE 6. Does this thing have AoE or not? The absolute last word in firepower. Heavy anti-material rifle fires. I mean, is this really a... Alright, range combat 5. Range combat 5. I'm just not sure if that gun really is what I think it is. Range combat 5. Confirm. I mean, the picture makes it look like a minigun, right? But it doesn't have AoE. No, a Cap 4. It's not a minigun. It's a rifle. It's an anti-material rifle. It's like a cannon. It's more like a sniper rifle. Capacity is only 4. It doesn't full auto. This is the wrong picture. This is really misleading. Alright, so this is like literally a cannon. That's a minigun. Okay. Alright, I get it. We don't want these drugs. What are we doing? We don't want grenades. Let me stick some medkits in here. So a minigun and a cannon. Cool, right? Literally a cannon. Alright, let's get back out there. More talking. Come on, trailer. Hey, it's only you now. Chu's command trailer is strangely peaceful. The crew of systems experts that formerly manned the multitude of terminals inside are nowhere to be found, and the omnipresent hum of the trailer's computer banks has fallen silent. The senior inspector glances up from her desk, half turning to face you. Good, you're here, The sentence trails to nothing as she squeezes her eyes shut, wincing. Her hands goes up to rub her temples. You okay? Will be, migraine. She rubs her temples with both hands. Feels like someone lit a fire behind my eyes. You know that... if I were you, I'd get that checked out. Your tower must have a doctor stashed away somewhere. Nobody has had as many headaches as you. That drain's still bothering you. If I were you, I'd get it checked out. It must have a doctor stashed away somewhere. She waves your suggestion off. I'll be fine. No, you won't. You're gonna die. I already know what's causing this, and it won't be a problem anymore. I ditched it after Lamb turned on us. I already know what's causing this, and it won't be a problem anymore. I ditched it after Lamb. The necklace, you mean? She nods grimly. Yeah, it hurt to use. Like looking through lenses ground to someone else's prescription. Made the drain from spellcasting hurt more too. Truth is, I've been in constant pain for the past couple of months. Cost of doing business, I guess. Wait a minute, it hurt to use? But didn't the necklace save you? That why you've been so short-tempered? Well, some of that was just me, but the pain didn't help any. I'm still recovering from the impact of wearing that thing for months on end. And I soaked up some nasty drain breaking us out of that trap. I'm not at 100% and I probably won't be for months. Uh, Maybe we should wait until you've. I mean, these are all bad ideas. I don't need you at 100%. Get me into a room with Crate, I'll handle the rest. You might have to, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. She shakes her head to clear it, gritting her teeth in discomfort. Okay, we've got a job to do, so let's do it. Hang on, there are a couple other things that I want to discuss with you before we get into this. I guess we should ask her.